Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Weed and Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Lash, along with the Pakadis Lanaya and
Hello.
Gus and Willie if he decides to join us, which hopefully he does. But just getting everything going on, we're going to be talking about the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Um, Along with whatever other stuff we got going on. I think there's some general news and stuff that we can address because it has been a week since over a week since we've been on. Um, Karrion Cross going and Scarlett going to GCW. The firing not being a work, being a let go, cutting an incredible promo um, about the whole thing immediately afterwards. Good on him. Keep that thunder going. I wish I knew how to watch GCW. It's one of those kind of things.
Yeah, me too.
Uh,
I've been looking for it. I'm just like, where does this exist?
yeah. But yeah, it's great that he can keep things going, keep momentum going. Um, and Scarlett too. She and just her little bits that she had in that promo um, there too was great. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm really happy for them. Really glad that they can get a move on and keep the momentum going. And they're doing it with Matt Cardona, um, another former WWE guy who used to be quite over back in the day, but then really get the rub. Uh, but his wife sure has. His wife is Chelsea Green. Um, so that's something that I would be interested in if that given would WWE let Chelsea go down to like them for a mixed tag match? Probably not.
they wouldn't
Yeah,
be able to
Lanaya
pay them
said it
enough for
all.
them. So
Yeah, probably not. But otherwise, there's also the news of ESPN being mad at Stephanie McMahon.
Oh,
um,
this is news to me.
she's a fucking legend for that. Okay, and that's exactly why. As soon as I saw it, like a week and a half ago, I posted it because I knew something was gonna happen. I was like, oh yeah, it's bubbling. Stephanie McMahon is now sponsoring Surfshark VPN. She's your spokesperson as of currently, and that's great. That's great. TKO deserves it all. I love it.
Yeah. Um, and it's so funny that she is sponsored by a VPN and goes off promoting exactly what it does. And given the environment, given the fact that from the moment I heard the news on Cultaholic Wrestling about the ESPN deal, that they were just like, well, people just got to get a VPN.
Yep. And we literally had discussion about it that same day. Like, yo, guys got VPNs? Like, what VPN reason? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
I have a free VPN through my extension browser, which turned out to work out in a great time because my other friend who had a Peacock account just stopped their Peacock account.
yeah,
So that just kind of worked out perfect timing.
nice. I'm about to start my
And,
Peacock account.
That's crazy.
yeah,
I mean, it's crazy to think that Stephanie took advantage of the situation. I mean, I'm sure she read the writing on the wall before all this went down for this deal to come up just as they're transitioning into ESPN. This is not something that just happened. This is something that she's had on the back burner, kept her mouth shut about it, and when the time was right, she dropped that bomb.
Which is perfect. It was perfect. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. It was chef's kiss. All right.
and and it's just going to show how bad of a deal this really is. I mean, ultimately, it's not going to be a bad deal for WWE because they've already gotten paid.
With TKO. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, TKO, WWE, they've already gotten paid. So the deal's done. They've gotten paid. It's going to be on ESPN. But the wife of the head of creative, the lady who was once slated to possibly take over the entire company, was acting CEO at one point. And that she is pushing a VPN service when all we need now is a VPN and Netflix, and we can get all the fucking WWE we want. So, America, go ahead, stand up. In fact, let me look at it right now. I have a free VPN that I use through my browser.
I also have free VPN for my phone plan. So,
and it is VPN, VEEPN. That is the VPN that I use, and it's free. Yeah, it's free. You can add it to your browser, and for free, it's like 5 different regions that you can go through. One of them being London, so that's one thing too is depending on the region, if you have the ad supported version, it won't work. It won't work. So like Amsterdam, Netherlands, France, and a couple other ones, they don't have the ad supported features, but London does. So, and I have that, and I was just getting ready to use it to look at the Royal Rumble 2001, which is one of the many Intercontinental title matches we'll be talking about here. And that leads me to the subject of tonight. It is the WWE Intercontinental title. It is my personal favorite title of all time. It's the workhorse title. It's the title that for me, a really good mid card, which that's what the Intercontinental title does, could steal the whole show. It really could. Just last night, the match with Dominic and AJ, that was probably the best match on the card, and which isn't saying that much because it was okay, man. But it is just the most consistent title for just propelling people on to the next level. That so many world champions have come from that title and have gone off to it. But something that's interesting, really, is the starting of the Intercontinental title. And so it was established in 1979, and this was a fake unification. It was completely faked. So at the time, the North American Heavyweight Championship was Pat Patterson. And they said he won a tournament in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, to become the first ever South American champion, heavyweight championship down there. And so what they did was, in kayfabe, combine the titles to make it the Intercontinental title. For the unification of the North American title and the South American title that didn't even exist.
Sounds solid.
Yeah.
I mean, for back in the day, when we had no internet and we were clubbing it around for information, there was no real way to prove it.
Oh, there's Will.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's good?
It's a Fantastic Four in the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just came in. I was just talking about the how the Intercontinental title started out over a fake situation that Pat Patterson was the North American championship, and that he went down to Rio de Janeiro and won a tournament to become the South American heavyweight championship.
Okay.
But
Fake news before
there was
fake
no
news
tournament.
existed.
There was no tournament, and there was no South American title.
Oh,
So there was a bullshit unification to make the Intercontinental title. And that was held by Pat Patterson. And yeah, I have plenty of other things to say about Pat Patterson and his terrible things, but he's still recognized as the inaugural holder of the Intercontinental title.
yeah, one of the two Stooges.
But man, oh man, has it's the title that really propels people, and I got quite the list here of all the different people that have done it and held it. So Pat Patterson only held it one time. And he only held it for 9 months. Then we got Ken Patera, Pedro Morales, and then it went to Don Morocco. Tito Santana. Don Morocco and Tito Santana were the first two to have two reigns. And got Greg the Hammer Valentine, and eventually went to Macho Man Randy Savage, who he only had one reign with it, and that was the same reign that he lost to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who also only had one reign with it. We'll talk about their match here in a bit. Ultimate Warrior had two reigns. We got Mr. Perfect with two reigns. Texas Tornado, Bret the Hitman Hart, who he had two reigns. Roddy Piper had one reign. That was one of the only titles he ever held, was the Intercontinental title. Davey Boy Smith, Shawn Michaels had three, and he vacated on one of those reigns. My personal favorite Intercontinental champion, Razor Ramon, the bad guy, he had it 4 times. And they were all pretty lengthy reigns too, because he pretty much got him back immediately. Diesel got it for one reign. We got Jeff Jarrett, who he's had 6 reigns, and he's up in one of the matches I got picked out too. Dean Douglas, he got a little short reign. Goldust, he had 3 different reigns. We got Ahmed Johnson, who he only had one reign. He had it for just about a month, and then he had to vacate it. And special fun fact about that: when he was in that reign, I saw him at the Baltimore Arena wrestle that night, and I got to meet him afterwards. Even though, in hindsight, he wasn't that great of a wrestler and ended up injuring himself and a lot of other people.
I mean, if you think about it, bro, a lot of us as kids, as small children, we were uneducated of what wrestling actually is.
Yeah.
So
hindsight is 20/20.
you could have you could have put a coconut in wrestling boots, and that would have been the greatest wrestler ever.
Hey, Shawn Michaels has wrestled a paper bag, and it was amazing. Triple H, he has 5 different reigns. Rock, he's got 2. Owen Hart had 2 reigns. Stone Cold Steve Austin, 2 reigns. Ken Shamrock, 1 reign. Road Dogg. Val Venus had 2 reigns. Godfather had a reign. Edge had it 5 times. In pretty different time spots too. Got D'Lo Brown, China, who had 2 reigns, and her first reign, she was co-champion with Chris Jericho, and that was also in the whole match up with Jeff Jarrett, to where Jeff Jarrett took the fall for that and got paid a boatload of fucking money to get that. Good on you, Jeff. I would too. Then we got the guy with the most reigns, Chris Jericho, 9 reigns, and he had them over quite a few different time periods. And then Kurt Angle only had 1 reign. Chris Benoit had 4. Eddie Guerrero had 2. Billy Gunn had it for a minute. Jeff Hardy had 5 reigns. We got Prince Albert. He had 1 reign. Kane.
I forget that guy exists sometimes. And like, I was watching a SummerSlam or something the other day, and he came out. My friend was like, "What's that guy's name?" It took like 20 minutes to fucking remember. Like,
I mean, how could you listen? How could you forget a guy whose whole gimmick was a penis piercing?
Because I knew people with penis piercings at the time, and I watched someone get it when I was like 14, 15. So I'm traumatized still.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, like, that's all that was. Like,
yeah.
Would not be traumatized. Actually,
Kane had 2 reigns. With the Intercontinental title. Lance Storm, one of my personal favorites. Rob Van Dam, 6-time Intercontinental champion. He had him over quite a few different periods of time too.
Well, it seems with as many people that have held that title, a lot of that title does is basically, number one, you said it's a workhorse, but the other thing is it's kind of like it sounds to me like it's here's the title, shut up, don't complain.
Well, it depends on who you're looking at and who in the time period. We're starting now to get into that time period of where it's a lot more spotty. Because the Intercontinental title definitely for a few years there had lost kind of its credibility during the like PG era, because it was so often switched, and it, like you were saying, it went through that time period to where it was just getting slapped onto people, where some of them have better, lengthier reigns and more notable reigns with them. Christian, he's one. He had it for nearly a year at one point. Then we got Shelton Benjamin. He had 3 reigns. Randy Orton, Carlito, Eugene, Ric Flair all had 1.
Wow, Eugene, shit.
So that was the time anybody's getting it if he got it, because that's anybody.
Yep, all these times are around 2003, 2004.
Yep.
Rick had it for a total of 2 weeks. Yeah. Umaga had 2 reigns. His were really short too. He had basically a month or less than a month on each of them. Santino Marella had 2 reigns. Rey Mysterio had 2 reigns. Neither one being lengthy. John Cena held it once. Drew McIntyre, he held it once. His was actually not too bad. He held it from December of 2009 to March of 2010. So in comparison to some of these guys who they only held it for like 2 months, that's where we're getting into. It's like once you get into the 2010s, now it's just like snap them off. Cody Rhodes twice. Wade Barrett, good old groins. He's held it 5 times.
Loins, not groins.
I call him loins.
I hate him.
My loins are tingling. I have held the Intercontinental title 5 times.
He used to be somebody, now he's just loins.
Yeah. Ezekiel Jackson, The Miz. He's had it 8 times. And like I'm trying to see if any of them were like at all lengthy. About 2 months each of them, and like about 2 years apart. Just tagging them up on there. Dolph Ziggler had 6 reigns, which I think. Let me see. Were any of his long? No. Well, wait. No, his 5th reign, he held it for a year, actually. Yep. And Ryback had 1 reign. Kevin Owens has held it twice. Dean Ambrose has held it 3 times. Roman Reigns only once. Finn Balor twice. Shinsuke Nakamura twice. Sami Zayn 3 times. Gunther 1 time. Braun Breaker and Dominic Mysterio, who currently holds it. So that's just so there's been 180 some. That was just about 80. And that's how
it just sounds like they slapping on anybody just to get them to shut up and just go with the program.
It depending on the time and era, especially. Now I would say that they've elevated it back up, especially Gunther. Gunther elevated the Intercontinental title back to being a worthwhile title. 666-day reign, which God, if that isn't fate, because that man is the devil in the ring.
No, he's the general.
That's true. That's true. Put some respect on that. But I got some top tier matches here for a little top 10 lists of some of the best Intercontinental title matches and stuff. Which I'll start down at the bottom of it. Just because when I was compiling the lists, I ended up like seeing snippets of this match, and I was like, okay, cool. Shawn Michaels versus Jeff Jarrett at In Your House 2 in 1995. And the whole gimmick, everything going into it was a part of where he performed with My Baby Tonight. This is where he did, like, let's think.
I'm actually gonna go look that up.
That's the only reason I remember the match.
But the match
probably
was
one of the greatest love songs of all time.
But the match was pretty good. Even Uncle Dave gave it a 4.5 star on there. And it was this kind of stuff that would end up leading to eventually the next year of Shawn Michaels winning the WWE Championship. This was part of it. And then what I put for number 9 is just a personal favorite, too, but it's totally true. Randy Orton versus Cactus Jack Backlash,
Oh
2004.
shit!
That was a great one.
Yeah. Just even though I love the for the Intercontinental title to be a technical title, to really showcase like wrestling and stuff, you got the match this match made Randy Orton. This match made the Legend Killer. This match, it also helped keep Foley at the absolute top of his game. He dominated that match.
Right.
One can argue that might be Mick Foley's best match, and I wouldn't disagree with him.
Well, I mean, just about any match with Mick Foley is going to be a barn burner, bro. You're gonna get. I mean,
he's just always that good.
I mean, even at his most basic, he's gonna give you one hell of a match. I mean, I was just looking at I don't know if you remember the documentary Beyond the Mat, where he was featured. I mean, and he went through hell and back, and just to put on a show, for the fans. It wasn't even I mean, bro, if you got in the room with Mick, it was guaranteed that you were going to have one of the, I guess, match of the night. Probably it was just that good.
And name another match from Backlash 2004. People know and remember that event specifically because of that match. It was for the Intercontinental title, and it helped make both their careers. Definitely elevated Randy, and just helped further solidify Mick Foley as one of the best. Number 8, and this one also has a little personal spot for me. Ultimate Warrior versus Ravishing Rick Rude, SummerSlam '89. So the personal spot for me is when I really was getting into wrestling there, I would go to the video store and I rented this SummerSlam '89 and watched that a couple times. And I remember that Rick Rude was he's just so good. And it's even known that he carried that match, and because the Ultimate Warrior wasn't all that great, and he wasn't known for being all that great, but he elevated him by making the Ultimate Warrior look really good and actually having a lengthy match. It wasn't just a simple Ultimate Warrior, 2 to 3 minute, pin, you're done. Rick Rude put him through the ropes. And came out on top, and kind of showcase just how underrated Rick Rude really was. And he just incredible. He's just an incredible wrestler. I loved his persona. Then we got number 7. I put Gunther and Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Another one hits personal. I was there for that one. I was there to hear them chops. Like, I don't care. I don't care that they mic it up, or, up the ring and everything like that. That was day 2, I believe. And I was up there pretty close, and you can hear them chops. I could hear them. I was like, I don't even need the mic to hear the chops. Like, they are that brutal.
Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't as close as you were, but I can only imagine how red Sami Zayn's chest was. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember, bro, and I remember because I used to do a little wrestling myself. I never got anywhere with it. I got into messing before I actually decided to try my hand at getting into the big leagues. But I can almost guarantee that you could probably fingerprint Gunther off of Sami Zayn's chest that night.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Definitely.
For sure. But they also the other part about it, that's honestly the match that made me okay with Sami Zayn, because I've never been too big of a Sami Zayn fan. The story that those two put on, they really put on a story of the dominant man and the underdog, and in classic form. And so it also ended the longest Intercontinental title reign of all time, which, thanks for doing that again, Ring General, the King General. Fucking, it was Honky Tonk Man before then. And Honky Tonk Man defended it 4 times. That's why I didn't even mention him on the fucking timeline earlier. Fuck him. Next up, got The Rock versus Triple H, SummerSlam '98.
Oh, that's a barn burner itself. Shit.
Yeah. It was peak Nation of Domination and peak DX too. And both teams were involved. And just it being a ladder match, that was still just, ladder matches weren't as common, especially back then. So just for it to go on the way that they did, and it also, you got 2 guys. I mean, that's SummerSlam '98. This is just a year before they're both world champions. Just the elevation that the Intercontinental title gives can't be beat. And next one, and this was the match that I was getting ready to check out before I had to do some stuff, because I hadn't seen it since it was out. Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit, Royal Rumble 2001. Yeah.
He bought that back.
Another ladder match too. And you got 2 of the best technicians, you can say, pretty much ever. Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho. You throw Bret Hart into that mix, that's it. You got like the top 3.
I mean, just look at where they came from, bro. It was the Dungeon. The Dungeon has produced some incredible wrestlers. I can't stress that enough.
Every generation, the people that come from a Dungeon is fucking amazing. Like, you really just, nothing else can be said.
Now, you remember I posted on the chat, Lance Storm. I think he was better than Chris Jericho, man. You could make a legitimate argument that he was better than Chris.
Yeah. I think, you know what? I'm going to disagree with you. The one thing I will say, listen, they're pretty much neck and neck. But I think what set Jericho apart from Lance is that he had more pizzazz. He had more glitter in his repertoire. He had a lot more
nobody's reinvented themselves more than Chris Jericho.
Right.
No one. And that's where I would say, technically, if you go ring to ring, I would say Lance Storm's better than Chris.
Yeah.
But if you go to overall career, Chris's career,
by miles, by miles, definitely.
He's pretty much the only guy that he wrestled all the big 3 during the 90s, along with New Japan. Like, he's like one of the only people to have done that. And this match, you got him and Benoit. You don't even need the ladder. You don't even need the ladder. Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit. You don't need it. You don't need it, but they have it. They have it. And they use it pretty goddamn extremely too. They really. um, many people would say it's possibly the greatest ladder match that's been out there. But I think I think it's pretty up there. But it's a banger of a match. Jericho and Benoit. Now, what I personally think is probably the best, one-on-one ladder match ever I got for number 4 is Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 10 back in '94. That was when Shawn Michaels had vacated the title, and then there was a tournament that was held, and Razor Ramon won the title. And then Shawn Michaels came back and said that he was reclaiming it. So there was the contention of, 2 different Intercontinental champions. This was the unification match for it. I honestly, when it comes to WrestleManias, WrestleMania 10, it might be my favorite. This match, I put it at number 4 for a reason. Because it makes sense, just given if you notice, all 3 of the last ones have been ladder matches because they've been significant to the Intercontinental title. But this one, it was groundbreaking because it was the first ladder match. It was the first ever ladder match. Hadn't been done on television before, and on top of that, you have Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, and Shawn Michaels, 2 of the best to ever do it. And when they're peak, that's a peak click. That's peak click. That's peak them. I've got a lot of favorite Shawn Michaels matches. Might be my favorite one. It's up there with him and Brett. For the world title, for sure, when it comes to just loving Shawn Michaels, because I do love Shawn Michaels. And I love Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. That was amazing. But speaking of Brett, that's who I have number 3. This one also hit, too, when I was looking up stuff, because this was another SummerSlam that I rented. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Mr. Perfect, SummerSlam, 91. This was right when Bret was transitioning from the Hart Foundation too, from being a tag wrestler and being a singles wrestler.
This was early solo Bret.
Yeah, early solo Bret.
Yeah.
And you have him going up against Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, who wrestled this match with a back injury. And that was part of the reason for Bret to win. 1, to boost Bret's career. 2, because Kurt needed to bow out because of a back injury. Still put on a really good match, even with that back injury, man. I mean, you have two of the best technical wrestlers of all time. You have the best technical wrestler of all time, along with goddamn Perfect. Can you recall a bad Mr. Perfect match? I really can't. That man went and
listen. All his matches were perfect
because they were all perfect. Just an amazing match. Number two. This one, it's a banger and it's a legendary match. Bret the Hitman Hart again versus the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, SummerSlam '92. This is
again.
Just a year
there goes
after.
that dungeon. The dungeon being wrapped. It's all the dungeon.
Yeah. You got British Bulldog who going into the match, he was super nervous and felt that he was going to mess up parts, and Brett said that he was going to take care of him, and Brett guides that match. He makes that match happen, and it was in Wembley. It was in front of 80,000 people in Wembley Stadium, where he beat his brother-in-law for the Intercontinental title. The images for the longest time of that were of British Bulldog winning that title was just everywhere. I remember, and yeah, just really, really just top tier match. I mean, it's Brett. It's Brett and the Bulldog. What else you gonna do? But number one, and this is my number one with the bullet. When it comes to any match, Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, WrestleMania 3, 1987. Both men, the whole story of them going into it, which another thing is the vignette that is done for this match fully explains their story. Right before the match, like, so just it's great in that fact that I've taken friends that have been like, why do you watch wrestling? And I've been able to take them and be like, you need to watch this match, and sit them down, and it explains, that hey, he was just jealous that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was more popular. It came down to jealousy, and he went and got his throat. Went and injured his throat, and Steamboat sought revenge. And he sought the Intercontinental title. This match is significantly important in so many ways. You take away the Intercontinental title, which both men only had one reign. But it's not about that. It's about the story, and it's about the quality of the match. Most matches, and you know this, Gus, from your aspiring wrestling career. How many spots do you want to work out in a match on average? You probably got 5-8 minutes in a match. How many spots do you want to really work out?
I mean, you want a good handful of spots, obviously. And obviously, you have to play with the crowd, too, because you have to listen to the crowd. If the crowd is not into it, certain things are just not worth it. I'm not going to jump off a steel cage or a ladder if the crowd is dead. So, I mean, I would, like when I was doing it, I would go over the match. I would have a general idea of what I want the match to look like. I'll go over with whoever I'm wrestling with, and I would get their input too, and we'd work things together and say, okay, look, I'm gonna go for this really big move. I want you to avoid it, counter, do something, and we'd have a general idea of where we want to go. But I know for
about
this
a dozen or so spots,
right.
A dozen or so spots.
This particular match, Randy and Ricky, they actually went step by step, and they basically choreographed the entire match.
Yeah,
which
132 to 137. That's it. It's speculated as to how many spots that they worked out, but they had it written out about 132 spots, and they had it so worked out that they would see each other in random places, or see each other backstage, and they would quiz each other, being like, spot 42. That's the first time that George the Animal Steel comes after Miss Elizabeth. Spot number 92. That's where that's pin attempt. That's pin attempt number 12. Okay.
I would normally. My thing is, you have a general idea of what you want, but you also have to listen to that audience. If the audience gives you that pop that you're looking for, you go on to the next spot, or you improvise and you do things on the fly. And that's a great thing about wrestlers, especially nowadays. They don't have to stick to a script when it comes to putting on a match. They have a general outline, like scaffolding, right? And if something doesn't work, you move on to the next. You adapt, you change it, you think of things on the fly.
Yeah, but them they apparently didn't, because I remember Ricky saying in an interview that they worked out that match, 132 some spots, and they didn't miss a step. They didn't miss a step the entire time. So, like, I agree with you. The crowd reaction, which they worked that in because they had it so technically well out that they knew when the ebb and flow of everything was. And to me, that's, like I said, that's a match I can put on for a friend who doesn't watch wrestling. And about 5 minutes into the match, they're like, "Why is this so cool?" Like, and it's because it's that good of a match. And that's take away the Intercontinental title from it. It's still considered a masterpiece.
I got a question. Lanaya, did Sting ever win the IC title? Nah, it's a joke. I'm joking.
Wow.
I can't stand you,
bro. The shade, this total shade, bro.
I'm sorry, Ryan. You can continue. I just want to
salute you.
Right. I got you.
Salute you.
I'm letting it go. I want to see what happens.
I'm gonna come for him. He's not waiting for it.
Yeah.
I'm married to Lanaya's best friend, so I got to give her a little benefit of the doubt. She probably just gonna tell my wife. That's all she gonna do. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah. Anyways, greatest match of all time.
I felt bad.
Before I got rudely cut off about Sting not winning the fucking IC title. You never won any WWE titles, motherfucker.
And today's shade is brought to you by W.GG. For your energy drink needs, check out W.GG.
Yeah, W.GG. Get that energy to throw shade.
Yo, since I'm gonna just take a moment real quick. Listen, we're talking about the IC title, whatever, but I just want to take a moment. I just want to shout out someone who was a WWE fan who unfortunately passed away last week. He's a good friend of mine. He worked in the medical industry. He was a paramedic, very well loved in the medical industry. But he was a huge pop culture fan, huge wrestling fan. He will definitely be missed. Benito Loria, we miss you. We love you, brother. Hopefully we'll see you up in heaven one day. And shout out to his family and his friends, loved ones, and his the medical community at large who are mourning him at this time. But I just figured I'd shout him out because he was a huge wrestling fan.
Right on. Yeah, I'm sorry for the loss.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Thank you.
Which of that match, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, he wrestled 2 years ago or a year ago over in AEW, because that's where he's at now. He's a trainer. He's a backstage trainer at AEW, and he wrestled, I think, 1 or 2 matches like a year or 2 ago, which is amazing because Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, I mean, you know what the man's finisher was? A goddamn crossbody. How often in crossbodies used. And that was that man's finisher. And he's still known as one of the best technical wrestlers ever.
I mean, bro, there were there were wrestlers back in the day who used a simple punch as a finisher. Can we talk about Ox Baker? You know who Ox Baker is, right?
No, I do
Ox
not.
Baker, listen, look up Ox Baker. His finishing maneuver was simply called the heart punch. Okay, and the reason it became his, if I remember correctly, the reason it became his finisher, he punched somebody. I forget who he punched, but he punched him dead in the chest. The match finished. Apparently, the rumor is that he went into cardiac arrest later that day. So, a simple punch.
Yeah. Still, that's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat there. Another man that even though it's kind of a rare case with this title, because I think everybody, I guess what, him, Bulldog, Perfect, Razor Ramon, Sami Zayn, Rick Rude. They didn't go up and win world titles. So there is, so there is some give and take here, with that title, and the fact that it elevates so many people, their best matches are remembered for this because they never had a world title match.
Maybe.
Mr. Perfect never won the world title.
That's shocking.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. No world title. British Bulldog. No world title.
Yeah, but you gotta look at the time too, because if you think about it, right, they never got the shot to world title, not because of their skill, because they were very skilled wrestlers, but it was all about cosmetics. Think about the people that Hogan was Hogan. Think about the people that Vince was pushing. They were all these colossal type characters. You had the Warrior, you had Hogan, you had, these guys were bigger than life. They were fucking they had 20-pack abs and muscles that were 30 inches. And
yes, Vince loved the Word Warriors.
Exactly. So if you didn't fit that moniker, you weren't getting that world title shot. If you didn't, I mean, Bret Hart got lucky. Bret Hart got lucky that he got that world title push. You know what I mean? He deserves it. But in a world
look who tried to stop it too.
Yep. And the thing is, in a world where basically Vince was pushing the Marvel Comics character physique, if you were built like Pee Wee Herman, you weren't getting that shot.
Yeah. Yep. But all in all, it's my favorite title. I just think there's just so much to it, especially now. Just the way with the world title scene and how it's going. I'm kind of glad that Dominic Mysterio, somebody is actually keeping the Intercontinental title relevant, and keeping it going. Him and AJ Styles, which wasn't AJ Styles' pop ridiculous?
Yeah.
His fucking pop was insane. They were singing for him for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's good. AJ Styles is putting him over, so that's pretty good. I wish it was somebody else. So.
Well, I think if anything, it'll lead. It'll lead, because I don't think their rivalry's done.
Nah.
I think it'll lead to an eventual title change hands, and probably change back. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they do, so they get get it on the Dom twice.
Yeah, I'm more likely on AJ Styles going to win that championship. More likely it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I just
Then
got
2 months.
Yeah, and I got a gut feeling. I think LA Knight going to take the title from CM Punk, because I was watching Raw this today, and I was just like the hints and stuff. I just got a gut feeling they gonna put the world title on him. I just don't know
They
when.
should.
But I think he's gonna take it off of CM Punk. No, not CM Punk. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
If it's not
They
Braun
would
Breaker,
be-
it's gonna be him.
They would be stupid, which they have been, not to catch that LA Knight train fire while it's hot, man.
They keep robbing him.
Who?
Yeah, they keep robbing him. They
Robbing.
need to catch it. They need to catch it while it's still hot.
It's been hot for way too long. They gotta do it.
And they need to make it where it's not some goddamn 3-way or 4-way match.
Hate it. I just hate it so much.
I can't stand them.
Why can't we just have regular matches with no interference for once?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Because Jey Uso is back with Jimmy, so they gonna do tag team. So I was gonna take him out the world title picture. Then CM Punk. It's rumors that AJ Lee signed the contract. So who leaves that next? It's LA Knight. So
so you're thinking that they won't beat them for their respective titles. They'll get beaten before they end up having like a mixed tag match.
I think it's going to be after. I think it's going to be after, because, like I said, this WrestlePalooza thing. We against the name, but they got to have like a big match, and I don't think LA Knight is that big of a name to broadcast on a new network. That's just my opinion. So I think it's going to be after that.
Hey, he was the at WrestleMania 40. He was the only person that his merch was completely sold out. Yeah. And that was early. That was early too.
Yeah.
Like it was. I was there day 2 at WWE Universe, and I went into there and I looked around.
Yeah, but I think I said this like a few months ago. Seth Rollins is Paul Levesque Jr. Let's call it what it is.
True.
He's going to continue to put the title on him. They keep the title on him. He's it's kind of like what Hogan was to Vince. He's going to keep that title on to him.
I think
just unfortunate.
I think the difference right now might be because I think the undisputed title, I think that's just gonna be sitting on Cody for a long time. Yeah. That's gonna be sitting on Cody for a long
time. And again, you don't know. Like I said, we argued about this with this whole ESPN deal. You don't know if ESPN is like telling WWE and TKO like, yo, keep the belt on Cody. You know what I'm saying? So they probably gave him the contract. Hey, listen, we give you X, Y, and Z. Keep the belt on Cody for this amount, and they probably agreed to it, because that happened with Fox and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
I think that was messed up. He squashed Kofi Kingston like that, but it's a business, so it happens.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I would love it for it to be LA Knight, because I love him. He's just the best out there. He has the hottest, momentum behind him. Still, like even when they try to squash his momentum, he can come right back with a promo and talk about how they're trying to squash his momentum. I think it would be smart to get it on him and keep it on him for more than just a month and a half, like they did Jey Uso.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I'm still kind of burning about that. Like, why?
Yeah.
Damn dirty.
Oh, Jay.
And that's the thing is, I think in comparison to, especially if, well, that's what I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now if they're how much they're trying to emulate the Attitude Era.
They shouldn't try to emulate the Attitude Era. You can't
But they
emulate
are.
that was
But they
lightning in a
are.
bottle, bro.
But they are.
But
That's
but my thing is this. My thing is this. You put the championship on Jey Uso, right? Jey Uso was and he still is like one of the top guys, like as far as getting pops from the audience, getting the audience involved. I don't know how his merch sale is, but you guys took away his momentum as champion before he had a chance to be an actual champion. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Why not let him grow? You put the title on him for a reason. Why not let him run with it for a while? 2 months was not enough time for you to say, all right, he's doing a bad job. Give him a run for 6 months. If at that time he's not performing, he's underperforming, give the title to somebody else. But at least that way, he got his time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his dad wouldn't have been able to cut that promo about you only gave my son like 30 days or 60, whatever the hell it was, right?
But we needed that so his sister-in-law could air him out for the whole world. We needed that. So
yeah, I'm just thinking if they are trying to emulate the Attitude Era, then that the World Heavyweight title's probably going to be switching hands a couple times.
But
we look at the Attitude Era with rose-colored glasses.
no,
A lot of times, a lot of times, people would only hold the title for a month, maybe 2 months. You know, if they're lucky, and then it would change hands again.
But you know, here's the thing though, because it's kind of like with TNA and NXT. You know, so if you think about it, they may just partner with TNA and have one of their main players go over there. Guess what? You got a world title. I mean, you can't sit there and say it's considered a world title, the TNA world title. So that might be another option because they did with Trick Williams. You know, they got too many wrestlers that should be a world champion. So you take Cody off the picture. It's only one title. It's called what it is. So what is Triple H going to do?
mess things
Well,
up.
hopefully put it on LA Knight.
He should. I mean, I'm getting sick of joking on you, Lash. Joking on you that he's not going to win the title. He deserves to win the title. I'm feeling sorry for him, man. I'm really am.
Yeah, it needs to happen, and we all know it.
Yeah.
But, he's someone. He's someone too that I'm just glad he's over on Raw. Which I was really hoping that they were gonna do a draft and whatever. I guess they had canceled the draft and just started doing like somewhat free agency or something like that. But whoever made the decision to put him on Raw made the right decision because he needed to be on there. He was wasted at SmackDown. He got his good run in with the U.S. title. But otherwise, he was wasted on SmackDown. He's in the main picture now.
Right. I agree.
Right on. But he's someone that hasn't won the Intercontinental title, and hopefully they don't demote him down to that because I think his U.S. title run was fine. I think it showed that he can carry. And he can be a champion that people like and respect and actually want to deal with and put on good matches.
But the U.S. title and the IC title was on the same level. It's just different brands. It's on the same level technically.
Yeah, but there's more of a
Prestige.
history with the Intercontinental
Yeah, it's
title.
more for prestige. Yeah, but now
Yeah.
it's on the same level.
They're technically on the same level, but there's like you said though, there is more prestige with the Intercontinental title because I mean I haven't known any like super lengthy reigns with the U.S. title either, or people hold that title a lot of times either.
Yeah, the only person that I felt like that held that title for historical reign was John Cena. That was it. He bought the U.S. title relevance. At one time, that U.S. title was above the world title because he had it. You know, so
Yep, that's true.
yeah, and you know, I'm gonna admit this, right? If LA Knight win the world title, I'm not going to troll Lanaya for 2 weeks.
You damn right. Line.
I'm telling you,
No,
when he wins the world
he
title,
said
I'm
it.
not
Listen,
going
he
to troll
said
for 2
it. We all witnessed it. He said it. He all witnessed it.
He's still
He
lying.
said it.
No, I'm not lying.
Can't control himself.
That's not Ken.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna troll you for 2 weeks if he wins the world title.
We'll see.
All right.
Don't break my heart
But
7
here's the
different ways.
stipulation: you can't say nothing bad about me, though. It's gonna break her heart.
He's like
You're
7 different.
gonna break
It's gonna
my
break her
heart
heart.
7 different ways. LA Knight's not gonna win. You're gonna keep on trolling her. Fucking,
Yeah,
gonna be
you
awful.
better hope he wins.
I fucking hate this, and I hate Ice too. Yeah, which defend your local immigrants. That's one thing that we should say on here. Defend your local immigrants.
I'm black. I'm not
Yes,
saying anything. I love
I appreciate
everybody.
that. Appreciate
That's
that.
how much of
Support
an
the local
Intercontinental
Home Depots.
champion fanboy I am. Is that I'm just like, yes, let's bring down the fake South American title. Let's unify it and get this going.
Really? Okay.
Because that's okay. We don't ever stay on topic.
No. I do for a long period of time, but then once
We
it's
did.
gone,
We did really good today. Stay on topic.
yeah.
I mean, listen, he did pretty good job today. We spoke about the Intercontinental title, you know, the birth of it, and we got all the way to the modern day, and then we just kind of swerved.
Yeah, we talked about great matches, and Ice is bad.
Nothing more swerving into freedom for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My people appreciate you for that. Support your local Home Depot. That's where we're at.
Hell yeah.
We going to hell now, all of us.
Hell yeah.
Listen,
Hell
for me would be.
It's God's country.
All right. With that being said, I'm gonna go to Home Depot to get picked up so I can go back to work tonight. You guys have a safe evening. Enjoy the rest of your. All right. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I'll talk to you later. Again, shout out to the Loria family. Thank you for sharing your son with us. May he rest in peace.
Peace out, dude.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And thank you all for tuning in, whoever did or did not tune in.
We'll watch it later when you post it.
Yeah, watch it. We'll tune in. And hopefully you enjoy the Intercontinental title as much as I do. Hopefully Dominic and AJ keep that thing going.
It's a really good pairing. I wasn't expecting it. I don't think too much of Dominic Mysterio, honestly. But it was a really good pairing, so I was happy that it went the way it did.
He's shaping up. And his moveset is getting tighter.
It is.
It's and as long as he keeps it up, man, You know, I'm all about Dirty Dom.
A part of me will always see him as that little blonde kid, though. So, like, you know, it's so hard to watch him. I'm just like, but he's still that little.
I'm
kid.
your father, Dominic.
Yeah, like, I can't take it seriously. He needs to be blonde.
And he's my real dad.
Yeah, I mean, we were introduced to him in such a weird ass way that's just solidified in my brain forever. But you know, I mean, he's shaping up to be an amazing, amazing competitor. You know, he's really getting his roots in the business a lot of different ways. I'm liking the way he's developing. But he's still that blonde kid to me. He needs a couple more years.
Yeah. And keep on growing that gorgeous mullet and mustache of his.
Yeah, whatever that is.
The mullet, the shampoo and conditioner twice a day, every day.
Yeah. It's not even business in the front though. It's like slightly rugged guy in the front, party in the back, looking. I don't know, but yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. He's looking more and more like a Home Depot worker.
Every day.
Every day. But otherwise, yeah, that'll wrap it up here for us at the podcast. We hope that you enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe, and take care.
Bye.
All right.